Peace be with you. Media is mind control, and we have to understand how they control our thinking in order to counteract their efforts. There are several ways the media can control our minds, and I'm going to speak about a few of them. First thing I'm going to speak about is omission. Manipulation by omission. And I'm going to use what's happening in Palestine and Gaza right now as an example. You would think that there is peace in the area and everyone is living peacefully until the Palestinians do something, right? That is how it seems out here in the West because the media lies by omission. When the Palestinians are suffering apartheid, for example, in the West Bank, when they have to have different license plates, when they do not have freedom of movement and they have to go through checkpoints, when they can't use certain roads, when they have to live under military law while the settlers who are not supposed to be there in the first place under international law are protected by the military and have all the benefits of Israeli civil law, while all that is happening, while all that suffering is happening, the media doesn't say anything, so it seems like there's peace there. And then whenever something like this happens, it seems like the Palestinians were the ones that destroyed the peace. If they were honest in reporting, they would be constantly reporting about apartheid, about how the Palestinian children are brutalized by the Israeli military, about how Israeli military has indefinite detention and collective punishment of these people, how they have assassinations, and we would know that these people who are suffering, when they resist, we would know that that is resistance. But because of omission, it seems like the Palestinians, at least to the Western audience, are the ones who are destroying the peace in the area. Where in fact, because of omission, peace is just a complete and total subjugation of an innocent native population. So that's one way they lie. So in order to counteract this, you have to keep the narrative going always by trying to show as much as possible, even when events like this are not happening. Like, for example, there was a period of peace in the West Bank that the media here did not report at all, right? Peace. During that peace, there was no violence by the Palestinians. And what happened? Their homes got demolished. Their children got kidnapped. There was still collective punishment. The apartheid expanded. So that narrative has to keep going. We have to keep the same energy when there is no shooting as we have when there is shooting. A second way to manipulate our thinking is framing. So the media, what they do is they say good guys, bad guys, and that's it. That's all they have to do. They have once they establish, we allow them to establish who the good guys are and who the bad guys are. Then all the information gets filtered through that, and there's nothing the good guys get to do whatever they want, right? They bomb a school, well, they're the good guys. They bomb orphanage, oh, well, they're the good guys. And if a bad guy kills a occupation soldier, well, they're the bad guys. So framing. Now you have to understand the way framing works, the way they approach framing is to convince people of something. So you have to understand that they are trying to demonize you and they're constantly saying these things about you. And then what they do is they look to provoke you in order to, you can give them sound bites to prove their points. So people have to understand that even though the media is provoking you, they are not truthful, they are lying about you, that you cannot allow them into provoking you to act the way that they describe you're going to act. Even a couple of people, that all they need is a couple of sound bites. So everyone has to have absolute discipline. Otherwise, you just give them sound bites, and that's what they're looking for. These are just a couple of examples, and I'm going to stop here to make the video short. But media, mind control is very, very easy as long as you are the one in charge of mass dissemination of information. You choose what you show people, and you choose how to frame it. And if you are going to, the media war is the important one. Because victimhood is power. Always is. And like Malcolm X told us, if you are not careful, the media will have you loving the oppressor and hating the oppressed. So the media is making these oppressors, people who are absolutely brutal, into victims. And you have to understand the strategies that they use to do so. We have to present true victims who are being victimized as victims. And that is the only way that you can really achieve anything. Because until that is achieved, any brutality against the Palestinian people will be tolerated by the West, by your average Westerner, because they are being manipulated. And if you're out here in the West, you knew what the media did to you during COVID if you opposed the vaccines, or if you just wanted to talk about COVID. You knew what they made you out to be, so you know that that's what they do. Or if you were a conservative during the the racial problems, you knew that they made you out to be a racist even if you weren't. So you know that that's how they manipulate us, and you should be aware of that, and at least try to look at the other side of the story. Peace be with you.